There comes a moment in your life when you realize that the greatest power you will ever hold is not in your hands, not in your environment, not in the circumstances that surround you, but in the atmosphere of your own inner world. Everything you experience begins as a quiet movement within your imagination. Every victory, every breakthrough, every opportunity, every relationship, every blessing before it appears in your outer world, it first takes shape inside you. And today, I invite you to embrace a truth that can transform your existence from struggle to ease, from fear to faith, from waiting to receiving. Pretend everything is already working out, not as wishful thinking, not as an escape from your responsibilities, not as a temporary feel-good exercise, but as a deliberate act of creation, a sacred agreement with yourself that your inner world holds a higher authority than your outer conditions. Pretending that everything is already working out is not pretending in the childish sense, it is pretending in the divine sense. It is choosing to inhabit the state of fulfillment before the fulfillment has shown up. It is adopting the feeling of completion before anything in your physical life has changed. It is the conscious decision to live from the end, not towards it. For too long, many of us have been conditioned to react first and imagine later. If circumstances look difficult, we immediately shrink. If results appear delayed, we panic. If doors seem closed, we assume the journey is over. But you were not created to be a follower of circumstance. You were created to be the cause of it. Your imagination is not a passive mental playground. It is the architect of your destiny. And pretending that everything is already working out is the blueprint by which your future begins to take shape. Close your eyes for a moment and think of the life you desire. Think of the health you want to experience. Think of the relationship you long to feel. Think of the financial abundance that would set your soul at ease. Think of the opportunities that would make your heart expand and your spirit rise. Whatever you imagine, see it as if it already belongs to you. Not one day, not soon, not I hope so, but now. Right now, in this very moment. Pretending everything is already working out means adopting a new identity, one aligned with the version of you who already has the answer, already has the solution, already has the breakthrough. The version of you who carries no fear, no worry, no doubt, because everything has worked together for their good. It means walking through life as if the universe has gone ahead of you and prepared every detail in your favor. As if every delay is actually perfect timing. As if every challenge is shaping you, not stopping you. As if every closed door is redirecting you to a better one. The key is not to wait for evidence before you believe. The key is to believe first, and the evidence must follow. Life mirrors your inner stance. If your inner stance is lack, you will meet lack. If your inner stance is fear, you will encounter fear. But if your inner stance is fulfillment, if your inner stance is it is done, life is compelled to reorganize itself around that truth. You must learn to feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not think it vaguely, not wish for it politely, but feel it deeply, as though you have already stepped into the version of life you once thought was far away. Pretend you are already healed. Pretend you are already successful. Pretend you are already loved, chosen, valued, celebrated. Pretend you are already prosperous, already promoted, already living in the reality that your heart has been whispering to you. Because pretending is not deception, it is creation. When you pretend in this way, you are not lying to yourself. You are aligning yourself. You are tuning your vibration, your emotions, your expectations to the frequency of the life you want. You are making your inner world match the world you desire until the outer world cannot help but conform to your inner conviction. Everything starts with a feeling. The feeling of relief, the feeling of joy, the feeling of completion, the feeling of gratitude. When you pretend everything is already working out, you generate these feelings first. You generate the experience internally before the world has had a chance to respond. And when you hold that feeling, when you sustain that inner knowing, your life will begin to bend in ways that cannot be explained by logic alone. Synchronicities will appear. People will show up. Opportunities will arise. Obstacles will dissolve. You will begin to see the fingerprints of a higher order all around you. Pretend that the phone call you're waiting for has already come. Pretend that the message you want to receive has already arrived. Pretend that the financial blessing you've been hoping for is already in your account. Pretend that the solution to your problem has already been delivered. Pretend that the path ahead is already clear, even if your physical eyes still see fog. Pretend not because you are deluding yourself, but because you are training your consciousness to accept a new truth. Your consciousness determines your world. What you accept as true inwardly becomes what you experience outwardly. This is not superstition. It is the foundation of creation. When you pretend everything is already working out, you are no longer living as the version of yourself who is waiting. You are living as the version who already has. And the world must reflect the identity you inhabit. Many people misunderstand this principle because they think they must force results or manipulate external conditions. But the real work is internal. The real work is changing your self-concept. The real work is closing the gap between your desire and your identity. Pretending everything is already working out closes that gap instantly. It allows you to bypass the doubts, the fears, the limitations that have accumulated in your mind. It gives you direct access to the version of yourself who is already victorious. Imagine waking up every morning with the certainty that today will unfold in your favor, with the confidence that every meeting, every interaction, every moment is guiding you closer to your dreams, with the understanding that even what appears to be a setback is quietly working for your good. Imagine carrying that feeling all day. Imagine walking through your life with that inner knowing. You would show up differently. You would speak differently. You would think differently. You would expect differently. And life would rise to meet your expectations. When you pretend everything is already working out, you stop reacting to circumstances and start commanding them. You stop allowing the world to dictate your emotional state. You reclaim your power. You reclaim your identity. You reclaim your destiny. Your imagination becomes your sanctuary, your refuge, your workshop, your place of creation. This is not denial. This is dominion. You are not denying the facts. You are deciding the outcome. You are not ignoring reality. You are creating a higher one. You are not escaping life. You are elevating it. There is nothing irresponsible about choosing your inner state. In fact, it is the highest responsibility you have. You cannot control the world, but you can control the assumptions through which you experience it. Sit quietly for a moment and think of one thing you desire right now. One thing that would make you breathe easier. One thing that would lift the weight off your shoulders. One thing that would change your emotional atmosphere instantly. Now pretend you already have it. What does your body feel like? How does your breath change? How does your heart feel? What shifts inside you? Hold that feeling. That feeling is the key. Stay with it until it becomes familiar, until it becomes natural, until it becomes your new normal. Every time fear tries to pull you back, return to that feeling. Every time doubt whispers that nothing is happening, return to that feeling. Every time circumstances tempt you to react, return to that feeling. The outer world will resist at first, because it is old. It is the echo of past assumptions. But if you persist in the inner world, the outer world has no choice but to conform. Pretending everything is already working out turns you into the cause, not the effect. It shifts you from hoping to knowing, from wishing to living, from believing to being. Everything you want is already prepared for you in consciousness. Your only task is to align with it, to occupy the state of fulfillment so completely that it becomes as real to you as anything you can touch. Do not wait for the world to give you permission to feel blessed. Feel blessed now. Do not wait for the world to give you permission to feel successful. Feel successful now. Do not wait for love to arrive before you feel lovable. Feel lovable now. Do not wait for abundance to show up before you feel prosperous. Feel prosperous now. Life does not respond to your desires. It responds to your assumptions. It responds to the identity you claim, the emotions you nurture, the stories you tell yourself. Pretending everything is already working out is the fastest way to rewrite those stories. You become the author again, not the reader. You may ask, but what if nothing changes? Something will change within you first. And once the change occurs within you, the world must follow. It may be subtle at first. A small shift, a small opening, a small sign. But do not underestimate small beginnings. Everything large begins small. Everything visible begins invisible. Everything real begins imagined. Pretend until the pretending is no longer pretending. Pretend until the inner world feels more real than the outer one. Pretend until your heart no longer questions, your mind no longer fears, your spirit no longer doubts. Pretend until the atmosphere around you shifts, until the people around you respond differently, until the path ahead unfolds in ways you could not predict. There is nothing you cannot transform with this principle. Relationships can be restored. Finances can be renewed. Bodies can be healed. Opportunities can arise from nowhere. Entire destinies can be rewritten simply by assuming the end and living from it. So pretend everything is already working out. Speak as though it is. Walk as though it is. Think as though it is. Feel as though it is. Trust the unseen. Trust your imagination. Trust the power that flows through you, the power that shapes your reality even when you are unaware of it. Let the world catch up to your vision. Let the facts rearrange themselves around your new assumption. Let your life rise to meet the truth you have accepted within yourself. Pretend not with desperation, but with quiet certainty. Pretend not with hopefulness alone, but with inner conviction. Pretend not as a temporary exercise, but as a way of living. Your future is already written in your imagination. Your only task is to inhabit it, to live in it, to feel it, to believe in it, to assume it as your present reality. And when you do, everything you desire will begin to move toward you, drawn by the gravitational pull of your established inner state. Pretend everything is already working out for in the unseen. It already has. Your part is simply to accept it, feel it, and live from it. And when you master that, you will discover that pretending is not pretending at all, it's becoming. As you continue to carry this inner atmosphere of certainty, you begin to feel a subtle shift in your relationship with life. You no longer chase outcomes with anxiety. You no longer cling to timelines with desperation. You no longer measure your progress through the lens of what is visible. Instead, you begin to trust the quiet unfolding of your desires. You begin to sense that the invisible world is more real than the one you touch with your hands. You begin to understand that your imagination is not a mere mental activity. It is the birthplace of every manifestation that will ever reach you. When you pretend everything is already working out, you live from a place of inner abundance rather than outer scarcity. Scarcity is loud, heavy, urgent, demanding. It tells you that time is running out, that opportunities are slipping away, that you are falling behind. But abundance, true abundance, is gentle and confident. It whispers that everything is right on schedule. It reminds you that you lack nothing internally, and therefore nothing external can truly be withheld from you. Abundance flows from the recognition that your inner state determines your outer experience. When you hold the inner state of having, receiving, and flourishing, the world simply mirrors that back to you in its own perfect timing. Pretend that everything is unfolding in perfect harmony, even when the outer world appears chaotic. The chaos you see is not a sign of failure. It is often a sign of rearrangement. When life shifts to align with your new inner assumption, it may look like things are falling apart. But what if the falling apart is simply the dissolving of an old version of your life that no longer fits? What if the discomfort you feel is really the cracking open of something beautiful, something aligned, something meant for you? Pretend that the confusion is clarity in disguise. Pretend that the delays are protection. Pretend that the unanswered questions are stepping stones toward answers far better than the ones you expected. Every day, hold a private conversation with yourself that reinforces your new reality. Speak to yourself as the version of you who already succeeded, who already overcame, who already manifested what they once prayed for. Instead of saying, "I hope it happens," begin saying, "It is happening." Instead of asking, "When will it work out?" start affirming, "It is working out for me in ways I can see and ways I cannot yet see." These simple shifts in inner dialogue carry tremendous creative power. They tune your mind to a different frequency, one that is aligned with your desires instead of your doubts. Pretend that everything is already aligned in your favor, and watch how differently you interpret the world around you. When something unexpected happens, instead of assuming the worst, you will begin to assume that it is secretly helping you. When someone leaves your life, instead of feeling abandoned, you will feel redirected. When a plan changes, instead of feeling disappointed, you will feel that something more fitting is being arranged. This shift in interpretation is not superficial. It is transformational. It rewires your perception until the world you see is no longer threatening but supportive. It teaches your mind to expect favor, and what you expect, you invite. Pretending everything is already working out frees you from the emotional roller coaster of reacting to every small twist in your journey. It teaches you constancy. It teaches you to remain faithful internally, regardless of what happens externally. You stop chasing signs and start becoming the sign. You stop looking for validation outside and begin finding validation within. You no longer need proof that things are working. You carry the proof in your inner conviction. And conviction is far more powerful than evidence, because conviction creates the evidence that eventually appears. Imagine walking through life with a steady sense of inner completion. Imagine feeling as though everything you want is already on its way, already unfolding, already guaranteed. How would you behave? How would you move? How would you speak? How would you show up? You would be calmer. You would be clearer. You would be more confident. You would stop overthinking, stop panicking, stop trying to control every detail. Instead, you would trust. You would allow. You would surrender the need for constant reassurance. You would let life flow to you instead of trying to force life into shape. Pretending everything is already working out shifts you from effort to alignment. Effort without alignment is struggle. Effort with alignment is flow. When you align your inner world with the end result you desire, the outer world begins to meet you with cooperation instead of resistance. You become magnetic. You begin attracting situations, people, and opportunities that reflect your inner state of certainty. Life becomes less about striving and more about receiving. This principle also frees you from the illusion that you must solve every problem with your intellect. When you assume that everything is already worked out, you give your deeper mind permission to handle the details. You allow insights to emerge without force. You allow solutions to appear naturally. You allow clarity to rise in its own time. There is a wisdom within you that far exceeds the limitations of your conscious thinking. Pretending everything is already working out gives that wisdom room to operate. Picture someone who deeply believes that everything in their life is always working out. They are not frantic. They are not easily shaken. They do not constantly check for signs of progress. They do not live in fear of the unknown. Their stability comes from within, not from circumstances. And because they are stable within, life becomes stable around them. They carry a presence that communicates ease, confidence, and knowing. People feel drawn to them without knowing why. Opportunities find them without effort. Their life opens up in beautiful ways because they have opened within. Pretend everything is already working out, even in the moments when you feel the weakest, especially in those moments. The times when you feel tired, confused, or uncertain are the moments when your imagination is most powerful. The outer world may be loud, but your inner world is louder if you choose it to be. Close your eyes and breathe into the feeling of relief. Relief that everything is handled, that everything is aligned, that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Relief is a powerful creative force. It signals to your mind that the struggle is over, that the burden has lifted, that the desired outcome is already in motion. Pretend everything is already working out when you wake up in the morning. Before you check your phone, before you think about responsibilities, before you remember your worries, take a moment to imagine your day unfolding gracefully. Imagine good news reaching you. Imagine unexpected blessings touching your life. Imagine conversations that uplift you, opportunities that excite you, moments that reassure you. Start your day with the feeling of today is working in my favor, and carry that emotional tone with you as long as you can. Pretend everything is already working out when you go to sleep at night. Let your final thoughts be focused not on what is missing, but on what is becoming. Imagine yourself living the life you desire as though it is already your reality. Drift into sleep with the feeling that everything is done, everything is settled, everything is unfolding for your highest good. Sleep magnifies what you feel before entering it. If you end your day with worry, you carry that worry into your subconscious. But if you end your day with fulfillment, you plant the seed of manifestation where it grows fastest, your deeper mind. Pretend everything is already working out even when others doubt you. They do not need to see your vision. They do not need to understand your process. They do not need to agree with your choices. Their lack of belief cannot interfere with your inner conviction unless you allow it. Guard your imagination. Guard your assumptions. Guard your inner atmosphere. Your creation is between you and your consciousness. No one else has authority over it. Pretend everything is already working out when memories of past failures try to haunt you. You are not who you used to be. You are not living in the consciousness that attracted those experiences. You are stepping into a new identity now, one aligned with success, fulfillment, abundance, and grace. The past has no power unless you reactivate it. You can choose a new story at any moment. You can choose a new assumption. You can choose a new inner state that calls forth a new outer experience. Pretend everything is already working out when you stand at the edge of uncertainty. The unknown is not your enemy. It is your canvas. It is the space where creation takes place. The unknown is where possibilities gather, waiting for your assumption to shape them. When you pretend everything is working out, you give form to the unknown. You turn the formless into the familiar. You turn potential into manifestation. Pretend everything is already working out in the face of your biggest dreams. Sometimes the magnitude of your desire can intimidate you. But remember, the size of your dream does not determine your ability to manifest it. Your willingness to assume its fulfillment does. Nothing is too big for your imagination. Nothing is too extraordinary for your consciousness. If you can feel it as real, it can become real. Pretending everything is already working out also softens the pressure you place on yourself. You no longer feel the need to rush. You no longer feel the need to prove your worth through achievement. You no longer measure your value by external results. You begin to understand that you are worthy simply because you exist. And when you feel worthy, life mirrors that worth back to you through opportunities, blessings, and experiences that align with your elevated self-concept. Pretend everything is already working out even when you feel behind. You are not behind. You are on your own timeline, your own path, your own unfolding. You are not late. You are not delayed. You are not forgotten. Everything you seek is seeking you. Everything meant for you is moving toward you in ways you cannot yet see. Your only task is to remain faithful to the state of fulfillment within. Pretend everything is already working out when you take action. Action from fear is frantic. Action from doubt is hesitant. Action from fulfillment is powerful. It carries a different energy, a different intention, a different level of clarity. When you act as though everything is already working out, your decisions become intuitive rather than forced. Your steps become aligned rather than random. You move with purpose rather than panic. Pretend everything is already working out when you feel no evidence of change. Evidence is the last part of manifestation, not the first. The inner shift happens before the outer shift becomes visible. Trust the invisible stage. Trust the process that unfolds beyond your physical sight. Trust that unseen energies are moving, aligning, reshaping circumstances in ways that will soon become obvious. Pretend everything is already working out until your nervous system begins to believe it. This is how you rewire your emotional patterns. This is how you dissolve old fears. This is how you step into a new reality. The more you feel the state of already done, the more natural it becomes. And once it becomes natural, it becomes inevitable. Pretend everything is already working out, not because you're ignoring life, but because you are choosing your creative authority within it. You are the architect of your experience. You are the sculptor of your reality. You are the imaginer of your destiny. And the moment you assume a new inner state, life begins rearranging itself to match it. Pretend everything is already working out until the pretending becomes your truth, until the feeling becomes your home, until the world around you reflects the world within you. As you continue to deepen this inner practice, something profound begins to awaken within you. You start to feel the subtle distinction between wanting your desire and being your desire. Wanting carries tension, a feeling of distance, a whisper that says, "It is not mine yet." But being carries ownership, certainty, and quiet authority. When you pretend everything is already working out, you move from wanting to being. You inhabit a new internal identity that matches the light you seek. An identity is what manifests, not hope alone. Whatever identity you fully accept, life must reflect. So pretending becomes the doorway to becoming, and becoming becomes the way your new reality takes form. You may find yourself walking through familiar situations, but experiencing them differently. The old triggers begin to lose their power. The old emotional cycles begin to fade. The old patterns that once dictated your reactions begin dissolving. Not because the circumstances changed, but because you did. When your inner world shifts, your relationship with life shifts. You carry yourself with a new inner tone, a new emotional climate, one that quietly shapes your decisions, your expectations, and your interpretations. And as these inner shifts compound, your outer life gradually mirrors them back to you. Pretending everything is already working out invites you to detach from the need to know how. The how is the burden of the old self, the self that believes it must solve everything through effort, logic, and control. The new self, the one living from fulfillment, understands that the how is the universe's job, not yours. Your role is to define the end result within yourself, to feel it deeply, to assume it is done. The path will reveal itself naturally. Ideas will arise seemingly out of nowhere. People will appear unexpectedly. Opportunities will align without force. Doors will open without you pushing them. When the inner state is fixed, the outer pathway becomes inevitable. Pretend everything is already working out, and you will notice your intuition growing louder. The inner voice that once felt faint becomes clear. It guides you gently, not through fear or urgency, but through knowing. This intuitive guidance does not shout. It whispers. It nudges. It speaks through subtle impulses, sudden clarity, peaceful inclinations. And because you are living in the state of already done, you are more receptive to these inner signals. You trust them more. You follow them more confidently, and they lead you toward the reality you've already claimed within. There will be moments when the old self tries to pull you back, moments when doubt resurfaces, when fear whispers its familiar stories, when circumstances push you to react as you once did. In those moments, you must remember your power, the power to choose your inner state. Pretending everything is already working out is not a one-time exercise. It is a continuous practice. Every time you choose it, you strengthen it. Every time you return to the feeling, you reinforce the new identity. Every time you decide to live from the end, you weaken the influence of the old patterns. Over time, the old self loses its authority, and the new self becomes your natural state of being. Pretend everything is already working out even when life presents unexpected challenges. Challenges are not signs that your manifestation is failing. They are often signs that it is forming. Pressure creates transformation. Resistance creates growth. Obstacles create clarity. And when you live from the end, you begin interpreting challenges through the lens of completion, not defeat. You realize that even the difficulties are part of the path, part of the unfolding, part of the rearrangement leading to your desired reality. When you hold the assumption that all is working out, the challenge loses its power to disrupt you. Instead, it becomes a stepping stone. Imagine standing in the midst of chaos with the inner calm of someone who already knows the outcome. Imagine facing uncertainty with the peace of someone who already holds the answer. Imagine meeting delays with the patience of someone who already has the result. This inner composure is not passive, it is powerful. It communicates to your subconscious mind that the reality you desire is already your truth, and your subconscious responds accordingly, shifting your emotional patterns, your behaviors, and your energetic signature to align with that truth. Pretend everything is already working out even in the smallest moments of your day. The practice is most effective when it becomes habitual, when it permeates your ordinary routines, your morning rituals, your conversations, your thoughts during a quiet walk, your reflections at night. Let the feeling of fulfillment become a silent companion that walks beside you everywhere you go. Let it color your decisions. Let it soften your reactions. Let it fill the spaces between your breaths. The more consistently you embody the state of completion, the more rapidly it crystallizes into form. Pretending everything is already working out transforms the way you view time. Instead of feeling like you're racing against it, you begin to feel held by it. Time becomes an ally, not an enemy. You stop counting minutes, weeks, months, because you no longer operate from urgency. The desire is already yours internally, so the external manifestation is simply unfolding at the speed of alignment. You accept that everything is arriving at the perfect moment, not a second too early, not a second too late. Patience becomes natural because you no longer wait, you live from the end. Pretend everything is already working out when you face choices. The old self chooses from fear, from scarcity, from limitation. The new self chooses from possibility, from abundance, from intuition. When you feel that everything is already aligned, Your choices naturally reflect your higher identity. You choose with clarity instead of confusion. You say yes where you once hesitated. You say no where you once compromised. You trust that every decision made in the state of fulfillment leads you deeper into fulfillment. Pretend everything is already working out when you interact with others. If you feel secure within yourself, you no longer seek validation outside. You no longer cling to opinions. You no longer fear rejection. You speak with confidence, move with grace, and express yourself authentically. People are drawn to this presence. They sense your inner alignment even without understanding it. This creates harmonious relationships, supportive connections, meaningful interactions, all flowing effortlessly from the self who lives from the end. Pretend everything is already working out when you encounter silence. Silence is not absence. Silence is gestation. It is the space where the seed of your assumption grows roots. Just because nothing appears to be happening does not mean nothing is happening. The invisible shifts always precede the visible ones. Trust the silence. Trust the stillness. Trust the periods of apparent inactivity, for they are preparing the ground for what is coming. Pretend everything is already working out as a discipline of the heart. It is a gentle but powerful refusal to live from fear or lack. It is a devotion to your inner world, a commitment to your imagination, a loyalty to your higher self. And the more you commit to this inner stance, the more your emotional resilience deepens. You stop collapsing under pressure. You stop doubting yourself. You stop assigning meaning to every delay. You become grounded, stable, anchored in inner certainty. Pretend everything is already working out when you visualize your future. Do not see it as distant. See it as now. Feel the textures of the light you want. Hear the sounds. Smell the air. Experience the emotions. Let your senses participate in the creation. The more vividly you inhabit the fulfilled state, the more natural it becomes. And what feels natural must express itself eventually, because your reality always shapes itself around what you feel most deeply. Pretend everything is already working out when you look at your current circumstances. Instead of labeling them as good or bad, see them as neutral, as temporary appearances that do not define your destination. Circumstances are nothing but reflections of past states. They hold no power except the power you give them. When you look at them through the lens of already done, they lose their ability to intimidate you. You can observe them without identifying with them. You can acknowledge them without absorbing them. You can see them without becoming them. Pretend everything is already working out when your mind tries to wander into worry. Worry is simply imagination used in reverse. It is the habit of creating unwanted outcomes mentally and emotionally. But the same mind that creates worry can create relief. The same imagination that envisions problems can envision solutions. The same inner power that forms anxiety can form assurance. When worry arises, gently redirect it. Not by fighting it, but by replacing it. Step back into the feeling of completion. Let your inner world override the fear with the knowing that everything is already aligned. Pretend everything is already working out when you reflect on the future. Do not anticipate difficulty. Anticipate support. Anticipate ease. Anticipate blessings. Anticipate miracles. Anticipate favorable outcomes. Your anticipation is a form of creation. It shapes what you move toward and what moves toward you. The more you expect life to support you, the more it does. Pretend everything is already working out when you feel unworthy. Worthiness is not something you earn. It is something you remember. You were born worthy. You were born enough. You were born deserving of fulfillment. When you pretend everything is already aligned, you step back into your inherent worth. You stop questioning whether you deserve your desires and start owning the truth that your desires exist because they are meant for you. Pretend everything is already working out when you feel disconnected. The connection you seek is found within. It is not something the world gives you. It is something you anchor inside yourself. And as you anchor it, life begins to reflect it through people, experiences, and opportunities that resonate with your inner state. Pretending creates connection. Connection creates manifestation. Pretend everything is already working out when you take steps toward your goals. Let your actions carry the energy of someone who already succeeded. Let your words carry the confidence of someone who already achieved. Let your posture, your decisions, your energy express the truth of your fulfilled state. When your behavior aligns with your inner assumption, the manifestation moves faster. Pretend everything is already working out when the world tests your patience. Patience is not waiting, patience is trusting. And trust is the essence of pretending. Trust that everything is moving. Trust that everything is forming. Trust that everything is aligning. Trust that everything is coming in perfect timing. And every moment you choose trust over fear, you reinforce the identity of the fulfilled self. Pretend everything is already working out even when your emotions fluctuate. Emotions are temporary waves. They do not define you unless you hold on to them. When an emotion arises that contradicts your desired state, acknowledge it, breathe through it, and gently return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The power lies not in never feeling doubt, but in refusing to live from it. Pretend everything is already working out until the pretending becomes a living truth that flows effortlessly through your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and your very being. In the end, everything returns to one simple truth. Your inner world is the birthplace of every outcome that will ever unfold in your life. When you dare to feel that things are already working out, when you choose to inhabit the reality of fulfillment before the evidence arrives, you step into the highest expression of your creative power. You no longer chase results, you become the cause of them. And in that state, your doubts dissolve, your fears lose their grip, and life begins to shape itself around the certainty you hold within. This is not about pretending in the sense of fantasy. It is about aligning with the deeper truth that your imagination is the first reality, and the world you see is its echo. When you walk as if the door's already open, the door's open. When you speak as if the answers are already on their way, the answers come. When you think from the completion of your desire rather than toward it, everything conspires to match that inner state. So let this be your reminder. You are not waiting for your life. To work out your life is waiting for you to decide that it already has. Allow the feeling of done to settle into your being. Allow the confidence of fulfillment to become your natural posture. Allow yourself to claim what has always belonged to you, the right to shape your destiny through the power of your awareness. And as you move forward, carry this knowing with unwavering conviction. The moment you choose to live from the reality you desire, the universe must rearrange itself to reflect that choice. Everything is already moving in your favor. Everything is already aligning. Everything is already working out because you have declared it so, felt it so, and lived it so. And the world cannot help but follow.